Hello friends, in this video we are going to see the different switching regulator topologies, or we can say the different types of switching regulators. So let's begin with the topic. The three basic switching regulators available are step down or buck switching regulator, step up or boost switching regulator, and third one is switching buck boost regulator. Now let's see these type of regulator, which are also called as switching regulator topologies, one by one. So the first one is step down or buck switching regulator. So the figure shows the practical switching regulator. Now in this figure, the feedback element are not shown. Now here at the base of transistor Q1, the rectangular pulses are applied. These pulses are basically obtained from the combination of feedback element, comparator and reference voltage. The buck regulator is also called as class A step down chopper. Now let's move on to the operation of circuit. Now here transistor Q1 is a power transistor and it is get turned on and turned off by using a rectangular pulses applied at the base of transistor Q1. We can use any semiconducting switch over here instead of using transistor Q1. Now in the circuit, diode DFW is nothing but the freewheeling diode. The inductor L and capacitor C2 forms a low pass filter. So the basic function of low pass filter is to allow low frequency and blocks high frequency. The input voltage Vin is unregulated voltage. Now the output voltage here is obtained across load resistance RL. We can vary the output voltage either by changing the duty cycle or by changing the frequency. But in most of the application, duty cycle is changed rather than changing the frequency. So now the output voltage in terms of duty cycle can be given as VO is equals to D into Vin, where D stands for duty cycle. The value of duty cycle is changed between 0 and 1. And therefore, the output voltage is changed from 0 to Vin. As from the equation, we will come to know that as the output voltage is as average value of output voltage is below input voltage or it is equal to input voltage, and therefore it is also called as buck converter or step down converter. Now let's move on to the various waveforms that can be obtained at the output. The circuit operates in two modes of operation. In first mode of operation, the transistor Q1 is on, and in second mode of operation, transistor Q1 is off. So when the transistor Q1 is on, the output voltage will be appear, and now here the input voltage is get connected to the low pass filter and freewheeling diode. Now in mode 1, the freewheeling diode is reversed bias, and therefore energy is supplied to the low pass filter and resistor R. The low pass filter is formed by a combination of inductor and capacitor. So now from the waveform we will come to know that the voltage across freewheeling diode is nothing but T on period. The load current increases linearly as the energy is supplied to the filter, that is nothing but the inductor and capacitor. So as the energy is supplied to the filter that is formed by inductor and capacitor, the current flowing through inductor increases linearly. Now when the transistor Q1 is get off, at that time the diode become forward bias. The self-induced voltage get induced at the inductor, and that will forward bias the diode, that is nothing but the freewheeling diode. Now in this case, the output voltage can be varied by changing the duty cycle, and the equation of output voltage is given by D into V, where D is the duty cycle and D is obtained on the basis of on time and off time. The equation for D is nothing but T on upon T on plus T off. Now the circuit provides various advantages. That means it requires only one transistor, then it provides higher efficiency, it provides linear current. But the disadvantage of the circuit is that it do not provide a voltage having dual polarity. Also the load current is unidirectional. So these are the disadvantages of buck converter or buck switching regulator or step down switching regulator. Now let's move on to the second type of switching regulator, that is nothing but step up or boost switching regulator. The figure shows practical switching boost regulator. In this case, it has two modes of operation. Now let's see the waveform to understand the operation of the circuit. In first mode, the transistor Q1 is on. As the transistor Q1 is on, the 2 point X and Y are get short circuited. Therefore, we can say Vxy is equals to 0. Moving back to the circuit diagram, so when transistor Q1 it gets on, it acts as a closed switch which will shorted point X and Y, and therefore Vxy is equals to 0. As Vxy is equals to 0, the current starts flowing through inductor. The voltage appears across inductor is nothing but the voltage applied to the circuit, that is Vin, and current flows linearly through inductor. So moving back to the waveform, here we can say that the current flowing through inductor increases linearly as transistor Q1 is in the off condition. Now when the transistor Q1 is get turned on, when transistor Q1 gets turned off, it is considered as mode 2. When transistor Q1 is get turned off, then the voltage or the current flowing through inductor is get interrupted, and that will induce negative current to a diode D1. Now the current available or the voltage available at the output is nothing but the addition of input voltage and the energy stored by inductor. Therefore, in this type of circuit, we get the output voltage which is sometimes higher than the input voltage, and that's why the circuit is called as boost switching regulator. In this case, the output voltage is given by a formula VO equals to V in upon 1 minus D, where D is the duty cycle. So by changing the duty cycle, we can vary the output voltage or average value of output voltage. This type of switching regulator provides output voltage higher than the input voltage, and that's why it is called as boosting or boost converter. Now advantage of the circuit is that it also requires only one transistor, it provides higher efficiency, and the output can be boosted or value of the output can be increased more than input voltage without using a transistor. The disadvantage of the circuit is high current flows through the power transistor, due to which the heating of the power transistor takes place and power dissipation is increases. Also, the output voltage is sensitive to the change in duty cycle, and therefore it is not possible to obtain the stabilized regulated output at the output voltage. Also, the large value of capacitor is required, and that is considered as one of the disadvantage of this type of switching regulator. Now let's move on to the third type of switching regulator, that is nothing but switching buck boost regulator. The third type of switching regulator is nothing but switching buck boost regulator. Now this regulator having three modes of operation. So let's understand the operation with the help of waveform. The waveform shows the various signals, that means the various voltage which are available at inductor, voltage available at output voltage, diode current, transistor current, and current flowing through inductor. And the equivalent circuit is also shown in the waveform diagram. So let's consider the first mode, that means when transistor Q1 is on. So when transistor Q1 is on, moving back to the circuit diagram, when transistor Q1 is on, point X and Y are get short circuited. As point X and Y are get short circuited, we can say Vxy is equals to 0. Now in this mode of operation, the diode D1 is reversed bias. So in this mode, the amount of voltage that we applied at the input will be available at the inductor, and current flows through the inductor linearly. In this mode, inductor stores the energy. Now let's move on to the next mode of operation, that is when transistor Q1 gets off. So when transistor Q1 gets off, the current flowing through the inductor gets interrupted, and that will induce negative voltage, or that will induce a negative current to a diode D. Diode D is get turned on as it is get forward bias. This mode comes to the end till the time when the diode current reduces to 0. Now here the current flowing through inductor becomes negative, because of which the negative voltage is get generated. Here the output voltage is negative and capacitor is get charged with lower plate positive. Now the third mode of operation is nothing but the mode of operation in which all the devices are in off condition. When all the devices are in off condition, at that time the capacitor C2 is get discharged through a load, and therefore the output voltage will be obtained at the output voltage or low voltage condition. In this case, the negative polarity voltage will be available at the load, and this value of voltage is always higher than the input voltage. Therefore, this type of regulators are used in the application where negative polarity voltage higher than input voltages are required. Now, the circuit provides advantage that it provides higher value of output voltage. It provides the output voltage which is having a negative polarity. But the disadvantage of the circuit is that the input current is discontinuous in this type of circuit. And also the peak current flows through the transistor, which causes heating of transistor due to the large power dissipation. So this is what about the three topologies that used for switching regulator. One is the switching topology, which produces output voltage which is equal to or less than input voltage. The second type of topology provides output voltage which is higher than the input voltage. And third is the topology where we'll get negative voltage which is higher than the input voltage. In all the three switching regulators, we can vary the output voltage by changing the duty cycle rather than changing the frequency. So this is what about the different switching topologies that are used in the various applications. So I hope you understand this topic. So thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned to Ekeeda, subscribe Ekeeda. Thank you.